Hello friends, welcome to this channel, Center of Excellence Pharma 4. This channel is focused on three areas. That's the emerging technologies like cloud, artificial intelligence, machine learning, Internet of Things, blockchain, robotics, chatbot, and digital transformation is the second area. How we are going to move from analog systems to the new digital system for the entire digital supply chain management. And the third focus area is Pharma 4. All these companies are now looking at it for adoption of Industry 4 concepts and its technologies. So similarly, Pharma will be also focusing on to Pharma 4. So in this episodes, I'm going to discuss about patient-centric supply. How we can design the last mile delivery to achieve a safety and satisfactions to the patient. That is what is the objective of this particular thing. Before starting up these discussions, I wanted to briefly tell you about the concept Center of Excellence Pharma 4. Dr. Jayan Joshi, that's myself, has designed this idea and concept about adoption of cutting edge technologies to support to the principles of Industry 4, that's the Pharma 4. Keeping this in mind, we have designed a lot of content which is available at our website respa.com. We have also designed a course on Udemy platform, Smart Manufacturing in Pharma. This has got about 20 modules, and you will learn about the technologies and how they get integrated with the pharma challenges. We have launched a YouTube channel about 5 years back. This has got 375 videos. These discuss about starting from the business strategies, technologies, industry challenges, and going up to the audits and validation, and how this will support to the regulatory compliance documentation. Podcast channel which you are listening, today is 109th edition or episode which I am going to discuss it out. We also have a book series on Udemy on Amazon platform. This has got 10 books right now. These books are available on Amazon Kindle as well as onto the paperback. I request and suggest all of you to look at into all this social media, the digital concepts, ecosystems which has been designed mainly to focus pharma industry. This, I'm quite sure, is based on to our last 35 years experience will be very much beneficial for you in your career, in your corporate where you are working to achieve operational and business excellence. Do send us your comments, feedback, suggestions also. So let's start with the today's agenda. I'm going to discuss about digital health technologies, 5 pillars of patient-centric last mile excellence, AI-powered patient demand sensing, cold chain and temperature control, technology integrations and patient communication excellence, patient experience and satisfaction optimization, patient feedback integration and continuous improvements, compliances and regulatory excellence in patient-centric delivery, market dynamics and strategic value creation, implementation excellence and strategic framework, and what are the future directions and strategic evolution. Coming to the first thing, that's digital health technologies. The number of new technologies are coming up specifically from the patient point of view. It's about telemedicine, which enables the remote consultations to the patient and improves the access to the healthcare services. Remote monitoring. This is going to track to the patient's health data in a real-time basis. And this can help in facilitating early interventions and helping better communication with the patient and advising him to take necessary actions and all that. And that helps in the medication management. So this can ensure the adherence to the prescribed treatments also and reduces the medication errors. So now with the emerging technologies, all these things are available and we should really try to adopt to this for the better support to the patients. Now, home delivery and direct patient care is a concept where we want to have a high implementation success. These technologies are there and we should really implement them. And that is where you can achieve maybe 85 to 90% patients satisfaction rate and all that sort of a thing. Patients are today expecting not only the medicines, but now each medicine has got its own schedules to be taken up, and then maybe some side effects or maybe any issues which patient has to be required. Communication can be developed to help him to achieve the expected desired results and all. Convenience and accessibility is the most important thing. Patients are now expecting a high satisfaction from achieving those communication and medications which are being delivered to him at his home. Comprehensive patient care services are now available. Companies should really look at into that, and individual patient circumstances should be supported. Customized delivery experiences are there. Personalized delivery can really help, and this is where major pharma companies are now targeting this thing to achieve a support to the patients and all. Now, artificial intelligence is really going to contribute it to the patient's demand sensing. As we know, we are now targeting to the patient centricity, patient safety, patient satisfactions and all. This is where the implementations can really come up, and artificial intelligence can really help in sensing the patient's expectations, patient concerns, and all that. And that also gets linked up to the demand sensing. Now, what customers are expecting in near future about the medicines and all that. And that when we start considering the geographic areas and where the more patients are there or patient expectations from may vary from geography to geography and all. So sensing that demand is really becoming an important thing. Earlier it was everything was on a memory basis, but now AI can really track about the real-time data and that will really help. So earlier it was traditionally it was a push-based system. Now we are going to think about the responsive to pull-based systems onto the supply chain management. That is what it is a major difference. Data analysis is going to help actually now since multiple data sources like you can have a data from the chemist, you can have a data from distributor, you can have a data directly from the patient, you can have a data maybe from the patient groups and all that sort of a thing. All this data can really get compiled, can get analysis and all that, and this will help in working out of the prescriptions, refill patterns, patients' health status changes, any diseases which are really going to come up or something, that indicators can really help. And this will help to build a more accurate demand sensing or demand forecasting is there actually. And this will have a lot of benefits actually. It will help in maintaining the optimal inventory levels. So if there are any likely shortages are going to come, company can really work it out and plan so that there should not be any disruptions or something. And in case if there is a heavy stock which are lying over there and then they waste the expiry dates and then it goes to the wastage and all. So that also should not happen. So minimizing the waste as well as optimizing the inventory levels, both have to be managed. So this is the challenge which gets helped based on to the good data compilation with artificial intelligence use and all that, right? Now, IoTs are also going to contribute it based on to the cold chain management. Cold chain is also to be monitored too, and this also has indicated that those companies who are now started adopting those cold chain with IoTs and all, achieving almost 92% of the better things, basically onto the temperature, vibration, monitoring the movements into the tracking into the logistic systems and all that sort of a thing. And this is also helping where IoT sensors can capture this data about temperature, humidity, and other environmental conditions. So a patient gets a assured quality product, in time product at a correct price products and all that sort of thing. And this gets contributed with a cloud solution. So the IoT data can go to the cloud and cloud can do that analysis if required and all. And helps to share that data with all the relevant stakeholders and all. And this is where the cold chain goes to contribute to the improvements onto the entire supply chain management and all. That's what is the objective. And as I mentioned, our title over here is the last mile delivery, So temperature control systems with the last mile vehicles, which is really going to help into evolution of the patient centricity. So from conceptual aspirations to the operational imperative, this is what really is going to charge actually. So concepts to the implementation, and that will reshape the design, delivery, and optimizations into the supply chain management. Comprehensive last mile solution will give the satisfactions to the patient. Patient needs the preferences and outcomes and all the sort of thing. Patients' personalized experiences are also to be compiled, that information and all. And this is where we have observed that those companies who are started adopting these things are getting a better satisfaction from the patients and all. And the delivery to the home is really becoming more convenient and patient-centric ecosystems are getting developed and all that sort of thing. This is where the healthcare supply chain market is growing up and all. So real-time cold chain alerts can be developed based on to the standard norms about temperature, humidity, and all that actually. And this will prevent the cold chain failures. That means getting a good quality product. So patients are assured about the safety about the products and all that sort of thing. And this gets analyzed from the sensors data on a regular continuous monitoring and all that sort of thing. So that's a benefit which patient centricity is going to help. Now, real-time tracking is also helpful because that's a intelligent system which really we are looking intelligent monitoring system is there about the drugs tracking systems, about product, batch, and everything is there, which is going to be available. 100% visibility will help in medication shipments also because finally this everything is linked up from the warehouse, distributors, cold chain, and the route planning, everything needs to get integrated and all. This is going to work in the interest of the company also because they will be having optimal inventory level from the patients also, because they get assured delivery, good quality products and all this sort of thing. And this entire integration can also reduces the delivery time also, maybe up to 25%. So that's going to be quite substantial. So continuous location monitoring, updating all the data in a real-time basis will have a good benefits to the company as well as the patients and all. Mobile patient communication is also available. This will also have a good implementation success rate, because now mobile technologies are available with almost everyone. So communication is really going to help. Now these communication platforms can really work in with a AR/VR or a chatbot. These are again the new emerging technologies which are really coming up, and this will help for patients also to track the deliveries, track the schedules of any doctor's appointment or any communication to the pharmacies, to the doctors, to the hospitals, to the companies. Everything needs get integrated. So direct communication channels are also now available, which companies should really make use of it, and that will help in getting a better customer centricity or a patient centricity and all. So our focus area over here is a patient supply. Automated notifications and service excellence is another criteria which we should really look at it. As I mentioned into about the communication, earlier it was a reactive communication, now it is a proactive communication. That means companies should really keep track about the individual patient, then upcoming deliveries, upcoming any uh, feedback from the patient, or talk to the doctors or something like that. This is what really will be helpful by using, say, SMS notification or email notification, or integration with the intelligent scheduling systems, or maybe predictive capabilities. These are the things which companies should really look at it and target all that to improve the patient safety, patient satisfaction, patient centricity. Now, patients' preferences can be based on to the schedule and communication. This is also helps in better implementations and all, and increases the patient satisfactions and all. Flexible scheduling system is really going to be a good part of the entire system, because patients' needs are also going to change. These may vary from day to day, time to time, and all that sort of a thing. Depending on that, your working schedules are to be worked it out. Again, at both the ends, it may be at a patient's end also, or it could be schedules about the deliveries or something from the corporate point of view also. So this really helps in a seamless integration, which can really help in integrating the patient's daily routines and all that sort of a thing. In case if some patients are having some chronic conditions or something which may require a continuous monitoring and all that, this will also help in regular medications deliveries or something like that. So there are going to be good benefits if we start thinking about adoption of this technology to support to the patient's expectation, patient centricity. Now, medications have maybe adherence support is also going to be required, which will help in promoting the medication compliances, and home delivery and patient education is also another factor which also to be taken into consideration. Now, since the communications are available, AR/VR systems are there, which can really help to uh, teach or build a good communication with the patients and all that sort of a thing. This can also reduce the health system cost actually. Today we can make use of this communication with, as I mentioned earlier into the slide about the mobile communications and all. This can really help in integrating the adherence program, which can recognize the medication access to is one of the components into the treatment, basically. That patient education and ongoing support is also going to improve, and this will lead to the patient satisfaction and patient safety also. So both the things are to be taken into consideration, and you have to build a comprehensive care models which will take into consideration all this holistically. Patient feedback can also help into the integration for a continuous improvement. See, these all systems are on a long-term basis. These are not a part-time basis or a particular specific project basis or something like that. You have to look at it, the feedback which is going to come from the patient, maybe about the medication, maybe about his health record, maybe about the delivery of the product, maybe about the uh, any reactions to the medicines or something like that. Also, so many factors are there, which you can really go on compiling, and then you have to understand the patient's need, patient service expectations and all. So in a closed loop system, this goes on improving it so continuously. So integration about this communication, about the patient feedback and all this sort of thing, you can build up everything into an operational system. That's what it is the objective, which we should really look at it and think about it and all. So targeted solutions can bring the improvements and all. Now, HIPAA compliances are also to be taken into consideration. So patients' data and its privacy protection is also important. So patient's health record needs it's a very sensitive data, needs to be protected and all that sort of thing. So cybersecurity also plays an important role. So your data should be captured, but it should be uh, maintained in such a way that there is no tampering to the data. It should not get leaked up and all that actually. So this will also give a confidence to the patients and all everything also. So patient privacy and its security measures are also to be considered, which is going to be very important. And patient health information is a strict regulatory requirements are also there, and this can also lead to the further training to the patient, further training to the doctors to adoption about this particular medicines or something like that. So secure communication system with the comprehensive audit trails can be also developed and all that sort of thing. Then comes the chain of the custody documentation and all. So as mentioned in the last slide, this secret data is there, which needs to be audit trail should be there. So it has to have the tracking of the system. You must be also aware that the blockchain is another technology which is really building it up. That is from the product delivery point of view, but same thing you can really link up into some system which is going to help you to have a patient's data. You can do that analysis by again using AI or something like that. So whether this particular challenges are there, a particular geography or particular age group or particular the patient diseases or something like that. So a lot of those things are really going to happen. So we always say that it is to be a continuous evaluation, continuous monitoring. You have to do that analysis and take a necessary corrective actions or something like that. And this also helps in maintaining the regulatory compliances, product traceability, and operates under the strict regulatory oversight, because this all the data can be used even for the regulatory compliances also, or from the innovation point of view to automate all these regulatory documentations and everything. So these things have to be taken into consideration. Then secure delivery and automated compliance reporting has to be done. That is, since we are capturing all this data in a real-time basis directly from the patients and all that. So this today, this data, big data and all that can be analyzed, and this can really help you to develop a further intelligent system, can develop you a lot of analysis, can generate new ideas about the innovations also, can also contribute it into the value to the pharmaceutical companies by managing complex regulatory requirement data with many jurisdictions and all this sort of thing. This can also reduce the administrative overheads from manual reporting. Then it can also do the integration with the delivery operation, proactive approaches to be taken into consideration. So a lot of those thought processes are there. And this market is growing. It's growing very fast. A lot of companies are seriously investing into this thing. So the market which was there for the health care chain about in 2024, that's the last year around 4 billion, which is likely to reach to 10 billion by 2032. And this is going to be driven by patient-centric services, technology advancements, and regulatory compliances and all. Now, if you look at it only from the last mile delivery, that's from the logistics system point of view, which was valued around 132 billion in maybe 2022, is likely to reach to the 260 billion by 2030 at a 9% growth. Why this is happening is because now number of technologies are available. Patients expect the support services from the company. Companies are expected to have that data which they can analyze it for the patient support also. So a lot of these things are moving up and all that sort of thing. And this will help in a better cold chain logistic. At the same time, it can also reduce the transportation and delivery cost and all that sort of thing. The patient satisfaction is becoming more important, and that improvements will really going to contribute a lot actually. So there is patients are also now showing the interest that their willingness also to contribute it into this entire system. They are also looking more positively about their experiences and comprehensive service deliveries are there. This is also getting addresses to the convenience, accessibility, medication adherence, and any clinical oversight or something like that. So all these things we have to really look at from the holistic angle actually. It's people, processes, and technologies, no, all that are getting integrated. Earlier it was a more or less a one-sided communication. Now it has become an interactive communication, and which is really helping to achieve a better satisfaction both to the companies also and to the patients also. So there is an excellence which is really getting achieved and all. And the technologies are really going to contribute. The technologies integration is really going to help to achieve the operational challenges, the route optimization, temperature control maintenance in the cold chain with the IoT sensors. So a lot of those things are now available, can be incorporated, and this is where digital transformation, digital technologies are really going to contribute it and all sort of thing. So even though the complexities are increasing, the technologies are really going to help in achieving the better results and all that actually. So you can also achieve in a operational excellence along with the regulatory documentation maintenance and all also. Another thing which I wanted to just discuss with you is about the change management. Still, what really we have observed is that most of the companies are still working onto the old technologies because the skills which are there into the entire digital supply chain, they are still working onto the older methodologies or old challenges and all that. But now the challenges are changing, customer expectations are changing, there is a security is also required. So comprehensive change management strategies which companies have to think about it, because there are technology changes, there are organizational challenges are also there. So maybe in some cases you may have to design a process redesigning is required, capability development is required, cultural changes are there, the cultural transformation is to be planned out and all those sort of things. So there is going to be a shift from product centric to patient centric. So this is a conceptual change and all that. So it is hard to get it accepted and get it implemented. But yes, we have to really move in that particular direction. And this requires a sustained leadership commitment. Top management or the management has to really get involved into design, development, allocating other resources, and finally the implementation of these particular systems and all this sort of thing. So development of new competencies is required. Then that is how it is going to help in achieving the successful implementations and all. So emerging technologies and new generation capabilities have to really work together. So some of the technologies which I discussed earlier are also just listed it over here for your information. Is artificial intelligence for predictive patient services. IoT is going to help in a continuous care relationship monitoring. Blockchains are also required to achieve the secure and transparent transactions into the entire system. Autonomous delivery system can help for a seamless patient experiences and all. Now, advanced artificial intelligence capabilities are there. They may help in anticipating the medication needs which the patient will expect it and all. This will also help in identifying the adherence risks. It also helps in the personalized interventions about the data sharing. Even drone deliveries are expected, and that may also contribute it along with the robotic systems and all that sort of thing. So comprehensive patient care capabilities are also getting developed and all that sort of thing. And this all requires a strategic planning. We have to plan the what are the competitive advantage which you are really looking at. As a company, you are looking at it, or where you want to develop a confidence with the patients and all that actually. So we have to think from the strategic point of view because this requires an investment, this requires cultural changes and all that sort of a thing. So a details planning is required, details scale up is also required and all that sort of a thing. So transformation from patient-centric supply chain to uh, from the old system is to the new system is to be planned or all that. So this enables the direct patient relationship, maintain the safety and efficacy standards and all that sort of thing. Home delivery services are definitely a better support to the patients, and cold chain along with the IoTs and monitoring will also assure the last mile excellence and all. So we have to really keep all these various factors which patients are expecting it and all, and which are now can be supported by the emerging technologies. The only thing is that this needs to be proper planning of the strategies and the investment which is really required into the new emerging technologies. There could be some training, cultural change which is required to the entire system. All those needs to be planned it out and all. So these are all also been discussed into our various other platforms. Do look at them also. I'm quite sure this will be very helpful for you into your career as well as for the corporations to achieve the excellence and all. Feel free to share your thoughts and suggestions. Thank you. Bye.